Red Rising graphic audio may or may not have changed the way I listen to audiobooks. It's been incredible. I having a full cast with the background and everything, I was worried. I had heard that the background noise was a little distracting. I never felt distracted. I was locked in. And it may be because I've read it before, so like I could pay attention. Like it was different for me. No excuses. This was so good.
It is absolute cinema for the mind, cinema for your ears.
Gory damn.
It's so good. It is incredible. We are doing a Red Rising listen through for the first time ever. We both read it. Have you read it multiple times?
I read it once, and I read it was a couple of years ago now.
Yeah,
when I started it. So I wanted to read to either read it again or listen to it.
I think it was one of the first books we ever
came out.
I think it was one of the first books we ever talked about. I think I did my reread.
It was way before RSQ.
But I think I did my reread of Red Rising to read Lightbringer. And I think that was like the first time you were reading it.
When I was reading it, it could have been
like
because I read it before Lightbringer came out.
Early 2024-ish, late 2023, which is like, yeah.
Incredible. So we're going to talk about specifically the graphic audio version of Red Rising, because we feel like it. Such a good. I mean, I'm already going to tell you, I'm so good.
It's so good.
We're not going to necessarily like rate this. We can vibrate it at the end, but like just going through like our categories.
Vibrate?
The vibrate. I'm always vibrating. Our characters, like our voice cast is just incredible. I don't know the names of them. I want to marry all of them.
It's so good.
Darrow's fantastic.
Sevro.
Victra, Sevro. Mustang.
EO.
I said Victra, but she's in book 2. I'm listening to book 2 right now. I meant somebody else.
You mean Quinn or Antonia?
It was Antonia who I was first thinking of. But it's just really all of them. They're all do such a good job. Lilith, everybody that they have cast is.
Oh man, the Jackal.
Just putting in the work. The Jackal's good.
Cassius, the Jackal, Darrow, and Sevro. Their voices in the first book. Oh my gosh, and Fitchner too.
Fitchner's really good.
Apollo. It's all incredible. They're all amazing. They all do so well.
Yeah. They're really putting in the work. They needed rent money, and they put it all on the line for this book.
The Reaper song.
Yeah, EO. So there was one thing that I will say about this audio that made me realize, because someone had like, you almost like break the glass moments where like you don't see an issue, but then someone mentions something and that's all you can ever see. If you don't want to hear what that is, don't listen.
I don't know if I want to hear what that is.
The amount of times he talks about being a helldiver and how that affects whatever situation he's in, and the amount of times he brings up EO in every situation. It was mostly like the bringing up EO, because my first read through, I was like, okay, like this is normal. It was kind of annoying listening to it, because every time he goes, I would make this decision, but what would EO think about what I'm doing? And I'm like, bro.
I like that British accent you just had. But what would EO think about what I'm doing?
What would EO think about what I'm doing right now? Even though they're like Irish, but yeah. They don't sound British. They do, like, they sound Irish, the Reds.
I think
this might be a little racist.
I think that's a you thing, the racism, but also the like Helldiver and EO thing, because
it's not.
Danielle's doing her first read of it, and like I think the reinforcement of the like emotional themes of him like connecting with EO's loss is like, I think it panders to a different audience. Not panders, but I think it appeals to a different audience.
It makes sense, like, because like that's like if you think of like the Institute, so like we are in book 1 and I forget, but still it's like he brings it up so often, and I know that's like one of his most driving forces for like everything that he's doing, so it does make sense in that aspect, but it's kind of irritating to hear a lot. Like, I understand this is why you're doing it. You don't have to bring up the fact that you're doing it like for EO. I get it, but it bothered me. It didn't bother me, like I wasn't like upset by it, but like reading it, because someone had said, oh, like this is always like bothered me how often you think, in my head it was every time it came up, then I'm like, damn, there's another time. Oh crap,
they're right. Crap, they're right.
Oh shit! Because when I first read the series through, when I read it, because every author has like a word that they learned, and they're like, "Wow, I really want to use this in my book." So they use it like 28 times. Pierce Brown, I felt when I did my first read through, it was paradigm. I've got to shift the paradigm. I'm like, what are you doing, bro? This doesn't. Okay, I guess. And then at the back half of the series, it's bedlam. It's bedlam.
I didn't even notice.
It's. I have a hard time not seeing patterns. So like when I pick up on them, my brain's like, there it is again. But yeah, that's my rant. I feel like I talked for a minute about just stupid shit, but that's how I feel.
But otherwise,
man, I'm so slow with audiobooks. I'm really cooking on these.
You're flying. You're going so fast. You're borderline keeping up with me. I'm very surprised.
And I normally am like an audiobook a month at the most, and I'm on book 2. You're almost halfway through already.
You're only like a couple days behind me.
Well, Curtis days.
Couple Dakota days. I was listening to. It was what day? It was Sunday afternoon. I was listening to what you just told me you listened to.
Listening. My coworkers are like trying to talk to me. I'm like, don't.
You're like, quiet. Darrow has things to say.
Hey, Curtis, how's your kid? Shut up.
The Reaper calls for an
I'm
iron
at the
rain.
gala. I have been wrong.
Maya.
Chills.
We're not talking about Golden Sun.
Okay, so we'll talk about the whole Proctor scene.
Oh my
where he kills Apollo.
And you screaming, you reap what you sow.
You reap what you sow. Oh my god.
And then stabs him in the eye
6 times with the assassin's blade. Except it's not like his ring finger. But I imagine he's like, no. Ezio Auditore di Firenze. Damn, it was so good.
It was absolute cinema. I always forget how long the Institute lasts. And then
it's the whole book.
This is my third. Yeah, this is my. I don't mean that. I mean how long, like in real time, in book time.
It's like 10 months.
Is it only that?
I think it's like 10 months to a year. Damn, Dakota's going to good old Google because he can't think for himself.
Gosh.
Dakota loves what I think.
16 to 18 months.
Okay. Because in the beginning, when they talked about it, like before they get into the Institute, they're like, this is going to be the next 10 months of our lives, blah, blah, blah. So I think that's where I got the 10 months from.
Yeah.
They do specifically say 10 months. But everything felt good. Like, I felt like the pacing of the book, especially with the like enhanced audio of like the music and like battle scenes around them and stuff, is so good.
Yeah, it's all incredible. It's the graphic audio it's like, man, it's like full immersion for your brain.
They call it a movie in your mind when you start it up.
Because there's no like chapter titles, there's no pauses, there's no like, everything feels like it's live acting. And it's like Darrow narrating his life to us.
I'm driving home stressed.
Yeah, it's
I drive home and I'm like sweating as he's like chopping arms.
Cassius or Cassius? Cassius.
It's Cassius.
Cassius stabs him in Cassius stabs him in the belly, and you're like, I know what happens.
Darrow!
But
can I say I feel like it's not even a niche complaint, but it might be about book 1, just in general. It's so strange that no one picks up on the fact that Eo's husband, Darrow, and him, Darrow the Gold, have the same name. I don't think they would pick up that he was carved or anything, but I'm like, how did they even let this happen? Like, Darrow's a cool ass name. I love it. Don't change it. But also, like, name him like Johnson or something first, and then change it to Darrow.
Johnson out Darrow.
You mean out Lycos?
Right, you said add Darrow in there somewhere.
Like afterwards. Like once he's carved into a gold, when they're like, oh, we're going to change your name to whatever it was, something ridiculous.
Yeah.
Because Darrow's sick and he's like, oh, I'm going to keep my name. I'm like, that just seems like something that these.
Yeah, what was his fake name supposed to be? Like,
meant to pick up on this.
Was it supposed to be Julius or something?
Well, since you're going to Dr. Google for everything.
Maybe it started with an A?
It can't be Julius because Julian was Cassius.
Yeah.
Don't me. Yeah. Shut up, boy. Yeah. What you got?
I don't know. It's not. Google's not telling me. I don't know.
Post. The Sun's letting Darrow keep his name as mental. Yeah, I completely agree.
Yeah, I'm looking at a Reddit post too. And I'm looking at the internet.
It's a good point though. They said Darrow's actual serial number and the prison like how he was labeled to was L17L6373. So like he didn't technically like have a name, but like he did. Like if someone like dug around, they could have figured it out.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying too. They for sure could have figured it out.
It's interesting that I can't.
Why is it so hard to find?
I don't like have the book. I packed all my. I don't have my poster behind me. I don't have anything. Packing. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I can't just look it up.
Like the internet should just tell me. We're both getting so distracted.
Bad moon rising. I see.
All right. Well,
trouble.
Who knows? We'll have to figure it out. Either way,
it's gonna piss me off.
It's gonna piss me off too. It's cinema. It's so good. So many good moments. Them hiding in the horses. Sevro being.
Oof, that was such a good scene. Too.
Sevro being a little goblin. Him becoming brothers with Cassius. Him forging his love with Mustang.
Voice was a little overdone at first. Like I feel like everyone thinks he's a super creepy, crazy little goblin person. Like I feel like he was normal, and then like he does these eccentric things, but he's like a normal person, and everyone's like, he's crazy. He's this absolute maniac, and I'm like, if that's the way we're leaning, I'm for it. But like in my head, when I first read it, I'm like, I didn't see him as this crazy individual.
It fits really well with his behavior in Golden Sun.
When I even feel like it fits in Red Rising. It's just like that's not how I pictured it.
Yeah.
This is the other like quote unquote red or whatever. That's like his big. Some of the like crazy scenes with him where he's just committing atrocities. Like he's like raping people and like doing all this stuff, and it's like this is super fucked up. What was there was a scene. Oh, it wasn't with him. It was when Darrow kills Julian. It was the first like death in the whole thing. Well, not of course there's EO and everything, but like Darrow's first kill was brutal listening to it. There's like squelching noises. It's like beating the shit out of this kid. I'm driving home from work. I'm like, oh my God. It was so good though.
I can't wait to talk about Golden Sun.
Terrible.
It'll have to be a different video.
Soonish.
Yeah, and then Pax's voice. I love Pax's voice. Pax Almanos. He's just screaming it over and over while they're fighting. It's actually hilarious. It's so funny. But it fits so well. Pax Almanos, Pax Almanos, Pax Almanos. Pax Almanos. And then when he first gets to House Minerva and he thinks it's a drum beat and it's just Pax. Like
Pax on the chest. Okay. Rejects the cover identity of I don't even know how to say it. It's Caius.
Caius.
Andromedus. Caius and Cassius would have been like a little bit tougher.
Yeah, it would have been pretty diabolical.
So when are we getting a Red Rising tattoo?
Should we get an RSQ themed Red Rising tattoo with a sling blade? The origins of the sling blade in book 1. Did I just break your mind with an RSQ Red Rising sling blade tattoo? You just like
yes, I just got a tattoo. I need to wait a bit.
We get it we get like some Latin done on it too, or RSQs like in the hilt. Omnis for lupus.
We just get Pax Autalmanus on like our ass
6 times though. Get it in quotes.
Instead of ow in the middle, it's Pax Autalmanus.
Damn. Well done.
Thanks, Dad. A special shout out, I feel like, to Mustang's voice actor. So good. I keep thinking about like anytime like she came on screen and I'm like, this is really good. All of them really. I really don't have my only complaint, if I had to pick one, was Sevro in the beginning. I'm like, why does he sound like so whiny and like irritated like before they got into the Institute? But I think that's just his character, not just I perceived him different.
The storming of Olympus is peak. It's so good. The way he shifts the paradigm.
It's all of the like when the howlers are like howling or when Darrow does, but it's like it sounds like people are doing it. In my head, like when I was reading it, it sounded like wolves, and I'm like, wow, I wonder how they're actually doing this. And then it's just people howling in the audio. I'm like, this sounds so much more realistic and like almost more terrifying. But I thought it was cool. But yeah, I keep trying to think of things to like counter and be like, this sucked. I didn't like this. And I'm like, this is peak ear joys.
All of it was literally incredible. Roke. All of the voices are just
Roke. Man, This is future stuff. But man, I love Roke. I love his character.
Who do we get? Let's look at the cast from book 1. We had Leah, Rip, may she rest in peace. Antonia, Vixis. Vixis was Titus's lieutenant who was cutting off ears. Remember that?
She got crucified, didn't she? There were like people on crosses at one point, and Antonia was the only one who lived.
Yeah. And then all the proctors. We had Fitchner, and then Apollo, Jupiter, and Mercury. Was it Jupiter? Was it Apollo and Mercury who were bumping uglies?
Venus, I think. I will say, I'm going to say this in every review and every video we talk about Red Rising. The reason that the series is so good is because every single action, every single inaction has a consequence. He does something small that ends up just cascading into this big thing later, or like the fact that he saves like Antonia and she ends up being like a pain in the ass later on. He decides to let, oh, you know what? I'm just gonna let Cassius kill
Titus
to kind of solve that problem. Creates a whole nother, like, everything either causes a problem or the problem that it fixes causes another problem. Like it's so real.
It really starts to be exacerbated in book 2.
And the fact that the whole second half of the series is all consequences because of the first half of the series. It's so incredibly well done that it feels wrong, because you're like, wow, this character's getting the shit kicked out of him. But at the end of the day, you're like, he kind of did it to himself, but also he didn't. He's just
the ultimate actions have consequences, and it's like, can our boy catch a break? And it's like, no, boy cannot catch a break.
Boy cannot catch a break.
Break cannot be
also,
caught.
I love Darrow. He can do no wrong. War crime it up.
Same. Go and burn the universe to ashes.
Eren Yeager it all.
Reaper gonna reap.
Reaper gonna reap. But yeah, if you're reading this and you're like, wow, this audiobook sounds real, it's worth rereading before Red Guide comes out in the audiobook and we're talking the dramatized version. I'm sure the regular version is good. We're reading or listening to the dramatized version. It is worth it. Absolutely worth it.
It's so good.
If you've listened to the audio and you'd rather like, oh, maybe read this time around, the reading is peak too. There's not, it sounds like we're just glazing this and that it can do no wrong. There are like small faults. So we didn't actually do like an RSQ review of this, so we could, but I just felt like there's so many things that happen and I'm like, this is good. This is what I needed. This is what the world needs.
It's really interesting. I've discovered the joy, specifically this last year, in rereading series by listening to them. And I did it because of Dungeon Crawler Carl, because I read that. Remember how long I told you to start that? Remember
when I told you you're doing yourself a disservice by not listening to them? You're like, fine, I'll do it. And you're like, Curtis, you're right.
It took me like 6 months to convince you that you were doing a disservice by not reading Dungeon Crawler Carl. When I was like, you need to read this right now.
Tell me I'm right. Tell me I'm right.
No, my whole point is that we're both right, because...
Tell me I'm right first.
My whole point is that...
Tell me I'm right first.
You're right. I'm cutting this out of the video. You're right.
You were also right.
My whole point is that there's a lot of joy in doing a reread through a listen, like especially like a dramatized version.
It's crazy the perspective you can get from like, and it's just enjoying things in different medium, right? Like you can see the exact same story, but see it from a different angle. And you're like, wow, it's like reading a story when you're in a different phase of life. And you're like, wow, these different themes, these different points are hitting different because I now see things differently. I've read other books, so I have other opinions on what's good and what's not. This second listen makes me think that I did not appreciate the series enough initially, and I loved the series in the beginning.
Same.
I am a howler till I die. I will ride this train.
You get to know the characters way differently when you do the dramatized version. At least I feel like I'm getting to know the characters much differently. Like it takes me slower to understand, takes me longer to understand who they are, but I feel like I know them much better.
I think in my head,
I mean, I know them.
I still think reading overall, like physical reading is better for me personally, because I form my own voices, my own like pictures in my head. Nothing wrong at all with audiobooks. I just feel like my brain drives with reading more. But like on, like you said, rereads, or like for Dungeon Crawler Carl series specifically, is insanely peak in audio. It's good reading, I'm sure. I haven't read it, but like you like how would you differentiate that series specifically, like audio versus reading, since you've done both?
It's it's basically the same as what we're doing right now. The read is a lot more. The listen's a lot more fun than the read. It's still an amazing read, but like it's a lot more accessible for non-readers because the like audiobook is like with the sound effects and with the like the different voices that Jeff Hayes does. It's a more a cinematic experience. To explain, to answer your question.
I mean, I asked you, and it's your opinion on it. I just thought in my head it would be like more like dramatic of like how dynamic it is. Like, because I
Yeah,
feel like it can fall
yeah,
more flat reading it, but like it comes so
that's true.
alive, especially with how many different voices there are in DCC. When you have like, especially with the AI, I feel like that would be the hardest part to
Oh yeah,
translate.
that's true. That's it. That is way the AI is way better in audio than it is in reading.
Yeah, I
Because
can see it.
when the book says and the AI used his sexy voice for this one, that's a lot different than the audio when it's like
Platinum sexy box.
yeah, exactly. It's a lot different. It's a lot more dramatic.
Dramatic.
Dramatic. But I don't even
But
know what
yeah,
else I have to add because it was
I'm
amazing.
just gonna keep glazing. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah.
Like, I can't think of any other specific scenes because I loved them all. That were
It was also good.
Besides the couple that we talked about.
And the ones that are freshest in my mind right now are the Golden Sun ones.
Is it because you just listen to them?
Yeah, and it's peak. It's peak. I've so much of it has been me every 5 minutes listening to something and texting you and saying, "Oh, this is so cinema."
You know what I really don't like though, and this is because I'm like such a defender of the series though, is when people don't like the series or at least book one and they stop there. So I didn't like it because it was too much like Hunger Games. That's such an awful opinion.
I agree.
I like I
Book
could
one is great. I don't
I
understand
could
people.
the only other thing I could think of is you're comparing it like that because they're in an enclosed game. That's I don't have nothing else to add. And I think that people that make those active comparisons are just actively trying to hate. I'm so sick of people angrily just being against things that are popular because they're like, oh, this is popular. Like, I don't want to like this. And
Or
like, are just like, oh, I only like niche things. It's like, well, you're missing out on some fucking fantastic books and writing and movies and TV and all the mediums
being
because you're a snob.
unwilling to give things a chance because they don't like the first like 5%.
What is your percentage that you think bookmark by Jordy? What do you think that is like your percentage to where like because you could DNF or no? Tell the people. Are you a DNFer? Like at what percent if you're really not vibing with the book, would you be like, I've given this a fair chance?
It's somewhere 40 to 60. That's a broad range, but it's like a feeling for me. Like first off, I don't really DNF books because we don't DNF books. So like I could like Three Body Problem.
Physically can.
I could have Three Body Problem. I could have DNF'd, and that was like I got to like 50% and was like, this is not going to really change. I could take it or leave it. It has to be to the point where I'm like, I could care so little about the plot because I think I understand that you're not going to give me like any sort of development for this plot. So Three Body Problem is one of them. But generally, like I'm a mid to late DNFer. I will never DNF at the very beginning of a book because I don't like the writing style. That is.
So I can't DNF because I have a problem. But I think like objectively, you have to at least give a book 33%. You have to give it that third. I think if you're giving a book 10%, you're not giving enough time to like
I agree.
amp up because it'd be like saying, oh, I DNF Stormlight at like 5% because like it was just too dry for me. It could not be for you. And that is fair.
You're just an immature reader.
It is kind of a good point. But it's hard too because like if you are DNFing books constantly, oh, this wasn't for me. Oh, I didn't like this. I didn't like this. Okay, so you need to sit down and evaluate what kind of reader you are. You only like one certain type of book, and that's fine. But stop saying these books are bad and DNF them at 5 to 10%. Oh, I didn't drive with it right away. You're not meant to. You have to build into it. You have to give it a chance.
World building.
I have so many tangents on that. I'm not.
Ironically, I feel like if we were rating Red Rising as a standalone in the way that we currently do ratings, I think we would have docked it a half point on world building because there's a lot that we don't understand. Think about our weird space review that we just did.
Just go ahead, finish it out.
Think about the think about all of the augmented enhanced armor, like the pulse fist and the ghost cloaks and like
I'm not saying I disagree.
There's so much that we don't understand in the first book, and I think that's okay. And like, I think it builds perfectly fine. But I'm just looking at the way that we currently rate books. And I think that if we had looked at Red Rising as a standalone, we would have been like, well, we didn't get like a full picture. And I'm sure it's coming in future books. But as
we
a
still
standalone,
could do like a standalone. We could do a review later on if we wanted. But I don't disagree that we could have given it like even a half or, 3/4 of a point in world building, because there were things, but that's another thing is, did we need that information for that book? Partially, yes. I feel like we could have used it. But also I feel like we got a lot of what we needed, because there's a cast system, all the colors. We don't know any, like, we didn't even hear about blues until second book.
That's true.
So it's interesting. We could have used it a little bit more, and but not having that information didn't impact the story. It would have like rounded things out, but it wouldn't have changed the outcome, I guess. But is it deserving of the full point? Probably not.
Just an interesting little tidbit. But
it's interesting tidbit. Also an interesting tidbit. At some point, we should sit down and just review book one. We've never done it.
Yeah, we should.
And we just finished it while it's fresh in our brains. Chat, write that down.
Chat, clip that.
But anyway, definitely go check out just the series in general. If just I don't know if these audiobooks are just ridiculous.
Yeah, we could sit here and glaze it for hours, but it was good.
To quote Jake Cornell, he says that finding a book after reading the graphic audio of the Red Rising series was almost impossible. Like, things could not live up to that. He had a hard time getting into any audiobooks afterwards. He's into things now, but it took him like a break of being like, okay, things cannot always be peak.
I feel like I would go in the biggest reading slump if I was like if I was discovering Red Rising for the first time. I'd be like,
that's how I got back into reading, was Red Rising. But then I went into Stormlight afterwards. So I went into Mistborn and I was like,
did the whole Cosmere, and you were like,
and we weren't doing reviews then, so we missed all that
juicy content.
Anyway, folks, thanks for listening to this rant. Go ahead and listen to it audio-wise, dramaticized. And we're going to do the second one, hopefully soon.
We will. We'll be there.
We'll be there. You'll be there, hopefully. Anyway, we love you. I love Dakota most days. Except for when he disagrees with me, which is almost never, because we agree about it like a lot.
Curtis
like
just wants to bully me. Yeah, a 98.
I don't want to bully. I just want to argue about something sometimes. But we just agree so much.
Why do you have to be on the same page as me? Be wrong so I can be right.
Essentially, I would even like to be wrong so we could argue more. But I'm just not, and you're not, because we agree. Anyway.
Goodbye. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.